Let's head to the voicemail of Truth and Reason. First time today. Obviously, this one's going to be about Deshaun Watson.
Yeah, this is Vernell calling in again. Listen, I think the NFL is in a spot where they can stop all of this right now. The reality of it is they simply should say, hey, the man, at this point, we don't have enough information. We want to continue to let this go on. We don't plan on any suspension until after the civil law. Because the reality of it is right now, if you suspend him now, you're suspending him for his name being associated with something that is egregious. We can't say it's not egregious if what they're saying happened is true. But the reality of it is, it's simply someone saying one thing versus another. And to not get that man his time in the court to be judged, and to then, as the NFL say, well, we're just going to go ahead and suspend you 8 games, and if we're wrong, then you just lost 8 games in your career. That'll start a precedent where basically for all NFL players, you better not have your name in anything egregious, right or wrong or whatever, because guess what? It could cost you half a season, a whole season, 2 years. And if you're doing it in error, you can't retract that. So I think the best thing for the NFL to do is to simply say, hey, right now we're choosing not to suspend them at all. And as we learn things moving on, we have the ability to change that at any time. But as of now, we're not going to suspend them. Let me know what you think about that. Thanks for taking the call.
All right, as always, we appreciate all voicemails. Mac, the one thing that, again, we keep saying it on this show, it isn't whether he is found civilly liable or guilty. The NFL is viewing it as, violating their code of conduct, basically doing damage to the reputation of the NFL. And the longer this drags out, I'm sure the NFL views it as the more damage it's doing to the reputation of the league. So I don't think they're going to wait by any stretch of the imagination. I think any suspension fine that they do is going to have the caveat, if we get more information, we may suspend you more or fine you more. It's just the way the league works.
Yeah, and the league has shown it before when it came to Antonio Brown and that whole saga and debacle when it came to AB. Suspending him in the past. But, when it comes to this Deshaun Watson scenario, at least right now in the situation, I do think that at least as of right now, like you mentioned, Roger Goodell has always made it clear that, he's protecting the shield and he is going to protect the league in that sense. If he has to go ahead and suspend him now, like you said, whether it be, if he's, civilly liable or if he's, found not, for lack of a better term, not guilty. If he's found in that sense, I think it goes outside of that at least right now, because again, the longer that this goes on, the longer that we see the NFL in the headlines for this, rather than talking about mini camps that had opened up last month. Again, this is usually a dead period for the NFL, but at the same time, they still are dealing with this ongoing situation when it comes to the Deshaun Watson situation. So, I do think that as this kind of goes along, I do think that you can see the damage coming to the shield in that sense because of the fact that they're being associated with this. And so I do think that at least when it comes to the NFL, that I do think that they're going to end up giving him some kind of a suspension when it comes to all of that.